What's going on?
Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Oh, we tuning in from all over today.
We sure enough are.
We all over. Y'all don't mind my background. I'm so low-key on vacation. So listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. But we couldn't leave y'all without a show. So we here.
That's right. Y'all our first priorities, as always.
So thank y'all for tuning in. It's your girl Mel V, the MV Pen.
I'm Tiffany, Mathias, the one true Phoenix. We didn't practice that.
Exactly. We both ready to jump out there. But they know who we are. They know us. Tiff, you glowing. What's going on over there?
Right. Tiff, where you at? Tell the people where you at.
I'm in Vegas, baby.
Hey. You want to see Usher?
Man, he ain't here. He on break. We gonna talk about Usher later, though.
We are surely gonna talk about Usher a little later.
Indeed, we are.
Them Usher tickets like $400.
They worth it though. I hear.
I heard.
Yeah.
Who, me?
Yeah, because you're not home either.
I'm not home. I'm in Orlando. I'm where they say your dreams and your wishes come true. That's what they tell me. Look, for the low price of 2 of your arms and both your legs and all your toes, all your dreams and wishes can come true in Disney.
Well, that's crazy because we're on opposite sides of the continent, but it sounds like we're in the same place because I'm in Sin City where you will sell your arm, your leg, your soul, your firstborn to hit that jackpot.
Listen. And look, I'm at home on full cheer mom duty. I had cheer mom duty tonight. I'm tired. Them kids wore me out. I'm going to sleep after this. Girl, it was like, I think Atlanta is competing with Nevada and Phoenix. Like, what is so hot here for? I was like, you know what? I don't even want to know. Don't even tell me.
Listen, let's not talk about it. People be like, what's the temperature in Florida? Hot?
Hell.
I'd be like, hell, like the devil has taken up residence here.
So listen, we landed in Vegas yesterday morning-ish, like 11:30, and we're down at the pool today, and people are like, oh, you guys came in the middle of a good set. And we're like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, we got the tail end of the Hurricane Hillary, and the heat wave started on Saturday. It was 100 degrees today. They're like, oh, that's nothing. It's gonna be 105 tomorrow and 115 on Saturday. But what I will say is this is different heat. This is it's not the New York heat that I'm used to. It's not the hot, sticky heat of the South. This is like just regular hot air because we're in the desert. So it's not muggy. It's not sticky. It's just hot. It's just hot for no reason. And then the heat is bouncing off of all this glass on the strip. I'm like, bruh.
Listen, you're not convincing me. 105 degrees. I don't care where it's at. I don't want to be no parts of it. It was 107 degrees. First of all, sorry, I got a quick rant. So I had a whole rant last week about the weather and the meteorologist, and I was like, do me a favor. Stop telling me it's 90 degrees outside, but a real feel of 105. Just tell me it's 105. Like, I don't want to hear that because if it feels like 105, that's the temperature. Like,
it's 105.
It's 105. I don't care if it's 105 in Florida, New York, Vegas, Bahamas. 105 is not something I want to feel.
No, real quick. This is what I desire from my meteorologist and my news anchor. Ladies, today is edge snatching hot. Don't do it. Because I've been holding on to my hair all week. I'm like, what the? Like, just tell me. Like, it's a snatchback week. Like, put a ponytail in. Like, don't be out here with your lace front sliding back. Don't pull a Sarah Jakes.
Listen, tell us today is melt your foundation degree.
Right. See, this is a message to all of our BIPOC women meteorologists. When you put the calendar up there for everybody else and with the 7-day forecast, you need to let us know if it's wig or no wig day, ponytail, hat day, bonnet day. That's how we'll know how to treat.
That's it. Put a picture of got to be glued up there. We going like, oh, okay, I'm good.
That's it.
But if not, sis, just no.
We don't want it.
Y'all
don't
understand
want parts of it.
Y'all don't understand. I almost lost Sue out there today. I said, no, it's it was too much.
All right, so we filled y'all in on what's popping in our lives. So today, well, before we get into our episode today, we already know what we gotta do. We gotta give a little sip and shine to our sip and shine recipients today. So I have 2 sip and shine recipients today because I couldn't pick. And so I went a little extra. I got a little video clips for y'all and all that. We fancy today.
We here for it.
We fancy.
So my first sip and shine recipient is none other.
Come on.
Than Miss Sha'Carri Richards.
Yes.
Okay, you gotta give it to her. So let me just give y'all a little video clip of Miss Sha'Carri Richardson doing her thing out here.
Second attempt here in the women's 100 meters heat 5, and they are away. Sha'Carri Richardson eases across the line. 10:92. That's the fastest time we've seen so far this morning.
You know, the world has been waiting to see what you'll do on this stage. What are your expectations of yourself?
The world, I'm not worried about the world anymore. I've seen the world be my friend. I've seen the world turn on me. But at the end of the day, I've always been with me. God has always been with me. So being on this scale now, it's my time. It's always been my time, but now it's my time to actually do it for myself. And the people that felt like me, the people that look like me, and the people that know their truth about themselves as well, I represent those people.
Thanks for stopping, Sha'Carri.
Period, sis.
Okay, so let me tell y'all. Sip and shine, sip for her. So for those of you who don't know the backstory for Miss Sha'Carri Richardson, back in 2021, she got disqualified from being a part of the Olympics because she tested positive for cannabis. And so there was all this hype behind her, and people were so all like, Sha'Carri Richardson's going to be this. And then the minute that happened, they snatched her medals from her, they slapped her qualification, and everybody turned on her. So she was out for a while. And then she participated in some pre-trials. She didn't place. And she came back this year full swing. So not only did she come back and break the record for the fastest time in the 100-meter heat, she is now the gold medal winner and now officially the fastest woman in the world.
The world.
Period. And now, of course, because we love to love you when we love you, and then they love to hate you when they hate you, everybody now is back on the Sha'Carri Richardson bandwagon. So I had to share that video because I love what she said when she was like, listen, it's me. It's time for me. I know who I am. I know what I bring. I know what it is. I'm not here for people. Like, people that was rocking with me have my back, and I'm here. So big shout out to Sha'Carri Richardson for that. Not only, hold on, because then we got to give her double kudos. So for not only winning the gold, but being the first woman from the USA to take gold since 2017.
Wow. Get it done, sis.
Okay. She was like, we taking it back to the US. Sorry, Jamaica. Now, I love my Jamaicans. We was doing it. I love y'all. But she was like, I'm taking it back. So big shout out to her. Anything y'all want to say about Miss Sha'Carri Richardson?
Yeah, now you said it. Like, sis is on fire. But I think her achievement and her unapologetic greatness is one thing, but her ability to show the world, like, we see you, media, we see how you do. And I really hope other young athletes, entertainers, everyone really pay attention to that. Like, because they'll shit on you and then come back and try to crown you again. No, we don't want that crown. Get that damn thing out of here.
Exactly.
We don't need that. You know what I'm saying? Like she said, she's doing it for us. She's doing it for BIPOC, Black and brown. And I'm just, we proud of you, little sis. Like, you did that.
Yes,
proud.
Absolutely. I want to add that I heard someone today say, in growth, there are 4 seasons and there's no such thing as a bad season. And so even in the growth of any type of tree, plant, whatever, right? There is a point in time where that seed is planted in the dark and nobody sees it. And it is in that time that that seed is actually building its roots. It's also at its weakest state, but it needs to be surrounded by the elements that are going to help it grow. And so what I'm going to say is I want to give a shout out to those people who were in Sha'Carri's corner in 2021 and held her down. And that helped her through this time where we did not see her. And now she busted on the scene in full bloom. Because y'all are the real MVP. Because y'all are the ones who told her what she needed to hear when she needed to hear it and didn't blow bubbles up her ass. So shout out to you.
Yes, cheers to y'all. The crew.
Cheers to y'all.
That's dope.
So I told y'all I had 2 sip and shines. So
girl, I'm almost out of drink.
Women of color, listen, women of color athletes right now this week are showing out. Showing out. So my second sip and shine goes to, I'm going to try to say her name right, Salma Paralluelo. I might have said this wrong. But we're going to show a little video clip and then I'm going to let y'all know who she is.
Okay. Game is opening up. It's Paralluelo! Brilliant! Spain striking extra time! And it hits the teenager, Salma Paralluelo! Her first goal at this World Cup and Spain's biggest goal at this World Cup.
Okay.
Salma Paralluelo. I probably said I'm jacking him up, but sorry.
He said it twice with ease. Like he said it like.
He did. Listen.
Yeah.
She's 19 years old.
Wow.
Okay. And she was voted the FIFA Best Young Player Award for the 2023 World Cup. And she scored the winning field goal for the 2023 FIFA World Cup, giving Spain the championship. So she's the youngest champion for the FIFA World Cup. She scored the winning goal, and she's only 19.
Wow.
Listen. And here's the thing: she was FIFA World Champion for I think 2022. Their World Cup for their Women's World Cup for under 17. The year before that, she was the FIFA World Cup champion for like their youth league. Like she's been killing.
She's been killing
it. And so I had to show her because I didn't know who she was.
I
don't watch soccer. Yeah, I don't watch soccer. So I saw that and I was like, come on, woman. Because we have to, she lives, of course, in Spain, but we have to recognize that women of color exist in all countries.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so she, like I said, at 19 years old is clearly killing it. Has a World Cup championship. And I had to shout her out and I had to educate some folks because I was like, I didn't know who she was.
No, we appreciate it.
Sure do. This is a forever learner right here, and I learned something today. Thank you.
That part. We are lifelong learners, so we appreciate that.
I have to shout out our young 19-year-old queen of color killing it with her world championship. So,
yeah, that's dope.
All right. So we sipped and we shined. So now we have to get into today's show. And today's show is entitled The Glow Report. What's popping in these streets? Let's talk about it. So we're going to talk about what's going on in this crazy world. We're going to hit y'all with some pop culture. We're going to hit you with some politics, some social impact. We're going to hit y'all with quite a few things. So I don't know where I want to start today. I don't know. Well, let's start. We're going to start with Phylicia Rashad. All of y'all know Phylicia Rashad, also better known as Claire Huxtable.
The murder of Black people.
Okay.
Well, I know. I think everybody knows her as that. Yeah. She took the position as the dean for the arts program at Howard University, and she officially announced that she is stepping down from this position. how do y'all? I don't know. I was a little sad because first of all, I was ready to like pop up at Howard and be like in her office, like, "Hey, I need an appointment with the dean."
Right.
I was ready. I was ready to pop up.
Right.
But how do y'all feel about that?
I want more. Like, I know it's none of our business, right? It's her choice, it's her business, it's her life. But I would really love to know more, because if you go back, several years when she shared a public statement about her position in support of Bill Cosby, right?
Mm-hmm.
They dragged her. And so I think ever since then, there's been tension and friction in her role and in her relationship with the university, from what I read. Again,
yeah,
Howard is really smart. Their publicist and their communications lead is extremely smart, because they only let out enough to save face, but we don't really know the details. We don't really know what happened, what's the demise. But I put it like this, like, I've been seeing her on more platforms lately. It may just be the next chapter of her life where she's like, look, I've given back, I've given my all to Black Hollywood for a number of years on the show. She's been acting, doing a lot of work with Tyler Perry. She's been doing a lot of movies. So maybe she's just ready to try a new chapter. Maybe she's ready for something new. But I'm just like, I know those students are going to be impacted.
Yes.
The testimonies of the students, who have been under her tutelage and who have been under her leadership, they really thrive. And so I'm kind of like, I'm a little bit disappointed for them, not for the, like, I love Howard. No shade to HU. But I'm just saying, like, I'm more so concerned for the students who are looking forward to being there because of her. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm all for people having their own opinions and thought processes on things. I'm also all for, multiple sides of the story. And what I'm going to say is there is a part of Bill Cosby that she knows that we don't know. And I want to go on by saying that I am not providing an opinion or thought on the Bill Cosby situation. What I'm talking to is about Felicia Rashad's relationship with Mr. Cosby and why it is she may have had that thought. And by all means, she's entitled to have that thought, that her opinion, because that is her truth. Yeah. We can't talk about, I need to speak my truth, and mute somebody else's truth. You have to hear the truth, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
But I agree with you about the impact that her transitioning out is going to leave for those students. She is going to finish out the 2023-2024 academic year. However, I always think of, being kind of stuck in suspended animation when administrations change. So there are going to be students who came in under her tutelage and her leadership and that are going to have to transition. I wonder about who they will find to replace her. What skills and qualities they're coming with. So yeah, there are a lot of questions we would like to know, but nobody owes us a damn thing. And so we just hear the information when we hear the information. That's what I think.
I think we also have to take into consideration the fact that Felicia Rashad is quickly approaching 80 years old.
That part.
And as someone who works in higher education, like, it's a lot. Like, to be the dean, that's, and then it wasn't like she was the dean and she had stopped or other stuff. She was still acting, still doing other things while being the dean. So it may just be like, she's like, I'm tired. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired. She got grandkids, and she just may be like, listen, I don't want to, work, not saying 9 to 5, but as a dean, that's not something where you can do for a month and then be like, all right, I'm gonna be going to come back. Like, that's a, full term position. So she very well just may be like, I'm tired. Like, she looks amazing. We got to remember that she's really definitely knocking on 80.
Yeah, that's so true. That is so true.
What it is I'm going to speak for myself. I did not take that into consideration until you said so, because to me, she doesn't look like an 80-year-old woman. Exactly. So bow down to that. There's some, that black don't crack, whatever, just because the outside look one way doesn't mean that the inside doesn't feel another way. And so if it is her time to rest, to recenter her life on her family instead of her career, I'll say, my sister,
Exactly.
So, Felicia Rashad, we love you. We support you, and good luck on whatever you're doing. Howard, I don't know how y'all gonna fill them shoes. I hope y'all are looking now because y'all got some big shoes to fill. But
indeed,
kudos to Felicia Rashad looking not a day over like 45 at almost 8. Okay,
that part.
All right. Let's check into comments real quick. Team, I'm gonna let you hop in and see who we got in these comments.
I got you. Let me see who's in the building. Let me scroll back. All right. So of course we got the diamond shine all up and through as always. What's up, Shell Mac? We see you.
Hey.
There is Sweets Rice. We see you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Rodney, one of our newest gents in the building.
Rod.
We appreciate you. Look, Michelle laughing at somebody. I don't know who she's laughing at.
I think she was laughing at your no edge snatching high.
Oh, yes. No, y'all don't understand. It's real out here in Georgia for me. I still ain't used to this weather. It's disrespectful.
Listen.
Self-love is the best love. True statement. Absolutely. We appreciate that. Let's see who else is in here. Oh, this is somebody new. Hey, Ivory.
Hey,
welcome to the show. Welcome. Oh, Tiara already saying hi. I know that's right. Hey, Talia. Hey, Jim Dropper. She says, I love
you.
Gang. Hey, gang. We on it. All right. That's enough love. Thank y'all so much for being here. Please stick around for the second half of the show. We got more topics for y'all. Y'all know what it is.
Thank you. All right. So I want to hop into kind of a fun one. It got some minor sad notes, but 50 years of hip hop. This is the 50-year anniversary of hip hop. And somebody kind of schooled me the other day, and somebody told me that it's been more than 50 years, that hip hop actually started back in like the 50s and 60s, but it wasn't recognized until the 70s. I was like, okay, well, we're going to recognize when the world recognizes, so we're going to go at 50 years. So,
right.
But sadly, like the 50 years of hip hop kind of started off on a sad note with the passing of Magoo.
Yeah, that was a hard one. Definitely.
And I don't know how I missed that because I didn't even hear about it. I didn't until you dropped it in the thing, and I was like, wait, when did that happen? It was so overlooked.
Yeah. But even when he was alive, let's just keep it a stack. He didn't get the notoriety that Timberland and Missy got. Unfortunately, he did fall in their shadow. But he was a major contributor to some of the big hits back in the 90s and early 2000s. And for whatever reason, we kind of just, elevated Timberland and Missy, and their talent did as well. I'm not trying to come for them, but he didn't get the same, visibility, the same notoriety, the same love. It's unfortunate, but he was talented. Definitely talented. Because y'all know he had that one verse. What's the song with the with the one verse he come through? That was a hitter.
I hear it in my head, but it's not.
Listen, if y'all know what song Tima talking about, drop it in the chat. Y'all know what she talking about. I don't, but y'all do.
It was him because it was him, Timberland, and Missy, wasn't it? It was the three that won the track. I hear his voice and everything, but I can't. It's not coming to me. So yeah, if you know what song we talking about, drop it in the chat so we can have our nostalgic 50 years in hip hop memory. But while y'all doing that, let me ask y'all. I'm gonna start with you, Tiff. When did we gonna have a what's the name of that dang movie?
Brown Sugar.
Yes, Brown Sugar.
When did you fall
in love with hip hop?
What song was it? No, what song was it?
All right, I'm gonna tell you exactly what song it was. It was kind of a tie, but I'm gonna say it was LL Cool J's "Teenage Love." Don't hurt me again.
Come on, I'm here for it.
I swear I used to tear LL Cool J out of my magazines and put them on the wall and all this other stuff. I named my koala bear LL. Like his name was LL Tito. LL loves Tiffany.
I'm done. I am done.
I'm just saying. Whew.
Yeah,
that is a married man, and I respect his relationship. But trust and believe Like that is my teenage girl crush. Like, and so yeah, it was definitely LL's teenage love that made me fall in love with hip hop. But I'm gonna say at 48 years old, I am thankful to not know a day without hip hop. Like I know the first hip hop song I heard. You know, my dad was a DJ back in the days, and you know, hip hop to hit like that played in the background. My uncle was a MC, and he used to rap. So I only know my life with hip hop, and I am so happy. And the highs and the lows, just like with any relationship, we gonna take them. We gonna take them. Yeah. But that 90s hip hop, that early 2000s hip hop,
ain't nothing like that.
Man. Ain't nothing like that. And you ain't never gonna see it again.
Ever.
But they dropped the song in the chat. So I was over here trying not to sing because I'm looking at the words. I'm over hearing it in my head. It was the bird, bird, bird. The bird's the word. It said the bird, bird, bird.
That was it. Yes.
Love ya. That's it.
Up jump the boogie or something.
Up jump the boogie.
Yes.
But yes, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all for that.
Thank y'all for that love. Yep.
Come on. Rest in peace, Magoo. Yeah. When did you fall in love with hip hop?
Okay, so very much like Tiff, I was a huge LL fan, but y'all know Method Man was my heart. Shout out to you, Clifford. I loved you since third grade. But believe it or not, those were not the songs or the groups that made me fall in love with hip hop. It was actually Slick Rick, Children's Story.
Yes.
When I first heard that was because look, you're not official until you know all the lyrics. When me and my sister learned all the lyrics, I was like, I am officially like a rapper. Like this is what I do now. Like I am Queen Latifah, MC Light, all in one. But one of the dopest things that my dad taught me, my dad being a musician, shout out to KHX Music. My father always said that hip hop was not a genre of music, but culture. Because if you think about true hip hop, it was in our clothes with the Kangos and the Adidas. It was
the door knocker earrings,
the door knockers, the rope, you know, the gold ropes, the boom boxes, like the 2-finger rings. Like hip hop was a culture. You know what I'm saying? And so that's really what I fell in love with. I fell in love with the culture of hip hop, not just you know, the genre of music. Like I loved going to. This is from my Queens head, New York. Shout out to New York, Jamaica, Queens. Going to the block parties, going to the park playing handball, and somebody got you know what I'm saying, got their boom box and they just going in with all the classics. Well, it wasn't classics at the time, it's classics now. That was really it for me. It was literally like the vibration of my summer was hip hop music. I was like, we didn't get excited over Mr. Softy music. We got excited over the Acuras and the Hondas that used to be blasting hip hop
with the booming systems.
Come on, like that was my love for hip hop, like the whole thing, the culture, the music, everything.
So yeah, they're in love over here. They dropping some stuff in these chats about hip hop. I'm ready to go set my playlist off and get to going.
No, seriously.
I'm ready. Like you made me want to go to an old school house party, like in the basement when you come out looking like you was in the shower in all your clothes.
Girl, sweat body.
Hip hop is dumping in basements with somebody lights off and somebody grandfather said at the top of that song, get up. Let me stop.
The sodas is just in the garbage can.
Come on.
You guys just in the garbage can and get like you just come out looking like you took a whole shower in all your clothes. Just so.
But no, real quick. Can we talk about the fashion that hip hop inspired? Y'all remember the little OPP print? And y'all remember what was the squish socks with the 5411s?
And you used to do them checkerboard style. You'd have like a black and a white and a white and a black, whatever. Don't forget the Albie Shore laces and the patent leather. But we can't.
Remember the quilt like thing skirt? It was a skirt and a jacket.
OPP print. That's what I used to call
OPP print, as you call it.
But that's what I was about to say. We cannot talk about 50 years of hip hop. We cannot talk about the culture of hip hop. We cannot talk about the fashion of hip hop without talking about Dapper Dan, the grandfather, the grandpappy, the grandmaster of hip hop fashion, and his connection to, unfortunately, the drug industry and how drug dealers turned into producers and, you know, whatever. But the two are married there in the mid 80s to early 90s. Dapper Dan dressing the drug dealers who became the rappers, and how his lines were all over album covers and on concert tours.
Period. Yeah. And even the progression of fashion in hip hop. Y'all remember we had the Versace season where everybody and that look, we could blame that solely on New Jack City, because Nino Brown had everybody wanting to be in one of them shiny ass shirts
with a black to the bag and a toothpick in their mouth.
And the Zach Morris cell phones back then.
Oh my God, them things was huge.
Girl, the Chinese man used to sell the little toy one on the phone, and we used to actually buy them.
Stop playing, because I had one. Stop playing with me.
Remember when everybody used to when you used to have the bootleg Coogee sweaters on the ass?
Oh yes, and the bootleg iceberg. Don't play with me. You couldn't
see where we got all that bootleg shit from.
Listen, your iceberg spelled wrong, got 2 R's, but look, I was cute.
Listen,
okay, I was cute.
Listen, as long as you had your outfit on,
your Fendi bag,
with your bamboo earring and your nameplate chain.
Nameplate chain.
You had to have your nameplate chain and your bamboo earring
with the X.
At least 2 pairs.
Yeah, at least 2 pairs. Yes, yes.
Y'all remember? Drop it in the comments what y'all used to wear. What did y'all used to wear? What y'all used to listen to?
They dropped it
real quick. We gotta talk about the movies.
See, like for me, okay, we talk about when y'all fell in love.
The movies.
So we talked about when y'all fell in love. I gotta give y'all my little fell in love with hip hop moment. So I'm like super like hardcore hip hop. Like I grew up, my brother would like listen to hip hop all the time. So I think the first hip hop song that I like fell in love with was Bonita Applebomb by Tribe Called Quest. That like that's when I was.
My Q-tip's still fine though. I'm sorry. Yeah, like. But go ahead.
Listen, I'm looking at this list of stuff we gotta go through. Like I feel like 50 years of hip hop should have been its own show, because we ain't gonna get to nothing else on this list.
If you only discussing 50 years of hip hop and the culture, keep dropping them likes, share it, whatever. We getting ready to let y'all take charge. Are we talking about 50 years of hip hop? We're gonna keep this going, or we gonna shift gears to the other topics? Drop it in the chat. Let us know.
If we get to 10 live viewers right now before we finish this topic, we'll continue. If not, we moving on. If y'all want us to continue with hip hop, y'all better send your friends. Tell them, come on, join in, get on the live. Because if not, we're gonna have to move on from hip hop.
Yeah.
All right, so we got them over here. They dropping. I was queen of the bootleg from Albee Square Mall. I don't know where Albee Square Mall is.
Albee Square Mall is downtown version of Gertz Mall.
Yeah, that's Gertz Mall, equivalent to Gertz and Coliseum. Remember the Coliseum?
I know, but where's Albee Square Mall at?
It was downtown Brooklyn.
Yeah,
it was downtown Brooklyn on Fulton Street. So downtown Brooklyn, Fulton Street was Brooklyn's version of Jamaica Avenue.
No, I'm clear on that. I'm clear on it. I'm just saying, like, I know what it is, but I was like, listen, I was Queens in the Bronx all day. Like Brooklyn didn't become part of my life till I was an adult. Like for real, I was like, wait, go to Brooklyn. Like, how we get to Brooklyn?
as a Brooklyn, I'm gonna say, I'm sorry, you missed out on a lot of great stuff.
Listen, but that was regular. Like people from like Queens in the Bronx. First of all, from the Bronx to Brooklyn, you might like. I need to take a plane. Like it's forever. We never.
Southwest fly out there. So we got to 10. Y'all did that fast. Let's go.
Did that quick.
Thank you. So we got to 10. We're gonna keep talking about hip hop. So I'm gonna take it to. I lived in Brooklyn, went to school in Manhattan, and then we dropped to 8. Okay, so we're gonna keep talking about other stuff. Y'all better stop playing with us. We're not playing with you. But yeah, there used to be this, like, you had the East Coast, West Coast. We had the Uptown versus Brooklyn, like, battles in New York City back in the 90s. Like, if you got on the A train at 59th Street and your train went uptown, whether it was going to all the way up to 207th or you was transferring and going to the Bronx, you was the ops to us. Like, we did not mess with anybody from uptown. Like if you got off the train at 96th Street or higher, Brooklyn didn't like you. And don't let it be Flatbush, because Flatbush, it was on site.
Yeah.
But it was the same thing for the uptown heads. They didn't like us if we went downtown and into Brooklyn. Like we all from the same city, but we were stupid.
Brooklyn had beef with everybody.
No, really, Brooklyn did. Brooklyn like literally didn't like nobody.
Brooklyn was like, we don't even want to be a borough. Like we want to be by ourselves. Like we don't want to be a borough.
We're our own state. We're New York by ourselves. No, Brooklyn really thought they was New York on their own. Like Brooklyn really did. Listen, and the crazy thing is, you know, I was always in Brooklyn.
You have to break it how Brooklyn, Queens, Nassau, and Suffolk County are all one island, but we let them know like we don't F with y'all over there.
Oh. And the craziest thing is, I grew up in, but we was always in Brooklyn at your house, always at your house and Jenny's house. We was always in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? But it was like you from
Brooklyn and Queens only got along one day a year. Brooklyn Queens
Day.
Exactly, because we ain't had to go to school like them other dumb three fucks.
Shout out to Brooklyn Queens Day, man, memories.
Yeah, I remember when I went to high school, and I went to high school in the city, and I was living in Queens. I was like, listen, I'm not going to school. Like, my borough is off today. I don't care that my school is in another borough. I live in Queens. Today is my holiday. You do what you got to do. I won't be there.
Right.
Exactly. We wasn't playing with people.
But shout out. We gotta shout out the female artists that contributed to hip hop. Like, and I'm talking like there was artists. Now Michelle, where's Shell Mac? I need Shell Mac in the comments.
She in here.
Me and Shell's song was supersonic. You couldn't tell us.
JJ,
it's for unique. You could not tell us nothing. We knew all of those lyrics. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You
they have an Instagram page. You know, Supersonic has an Instagram page that's active now where they share some of their old videos and new content. I think they do like a little circuit tour or whatever. So y'all should go find it.
We absolutely have, and the P is for come on, Shell. Listen. Supersonic, Salt and Pepper, MC Light, Queen Latifah, Roxanne, you know that was my boy.
I still hold my girl Moni in the middle. She was from England. I was rocking a little hat. I did the little flip like she did back in the day. I was like, ain't I cute?
They have, if you haven't watched it, Queen Latifah has a documentary on Netflix. I think it's called like Queens of Hip Hop. I want to say what it's called, but like it goes. She talks about like from the onset of like women in hip hop and like the role they played, even behind the scenes, like the executives, and like I don't know if people even know it. The lady who I guess found Sugar Hill Gang. Who put them on as a woman?
What?
I didn't know that. Keep teaching me now.
Huh?
I said, keep teaching me. I didn't know that. What I want right now is somebody knows the Netflix documentary that Mel is talking about. Drop the link in the chat. Come on, here, spread knowledge.
I think it's called. It just came out. Like it was part of this whole 50 years of hip hop thing. So it just came out like maybe a couple weeks ago, months ago on Netflix. And it's called Queens of Hip Hop. And they talk about all of the women influences in hip hop from, like I said, behind the scenes. There was an executive that used to work for what's the label Diddy was on before he became Bad Boy?
Uptown Records.
Yes.
With Andre Harrell.
Yeah. So she was talking about like she had found some people and brought them in, and you gotta watch it because you'll find all the ins and outs of like the female role in hip hop, not just as artists, but also even like they were talking about fashion and how like Misa,
yes, she was it.
Yeah, so it's just a really dope documentary about the women role in hip hop, and of course they talk about there was a one she was kind of out before Roxanne Shante. But she was like I can't think of her name right now, but she was part of a group. She was the female. It was like 3 dudes in the group, and their song came out. It was popping, but then she got pregnant, and so because she got pregnant, they broke up. They made them break the group up.
Dang!
Wow!
And so it's like It's dope, but yeah, females like they've been a huge part of hip hop. So like, just to think of the fact that literally the mother, the person that birthed hip hop, so to speak, was a woman.
Wow, that's dope. We gotta watch that.
She's the one that really found, like, got them together and put them on and really got their stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
Watch that. We definitely gotta watch that.
Yeah.
But look, Mel, before you switch topics, because they didn't keep us at 10, so we clearly gotta move on. I just gotta ask this question. Favorite hip hop collabs? I got two. I'm stuck between two. Method Man and Mary, and Nas and Lauryn Hill. Those two been battling my entire life, which is my favorite. I can't, because they both, I don't know. I don't know.
All right. So I'm gonna go with this collab, and it really has nothing to do with the collab. It's really just the fact that Busta bodied this whole entire track, but because it's a collab, I gotta give it recognition.
Yeah.
Busta, Chris Brown, and Lil Wayne.
Oh, no fact.
The way he speaks, man, I ain't even gonna embarrass myself by doing it. But I shout out to all those people that can
do that verse.
Yeah, do the verse.
What's her name can do it? What's baby name that sings?
Yes.
Coco Jones.
Coco Jones can do it, and so can dude from Wildin' Out, and they did a battle on it where they were on a Wildin' Out episode, and they did it.
That was Chico Beans. They did that verse. That was dope. But that's a good one. That was a good collab. And DMX and I know he's not a rapper, but the Cisco and DMX song, that's up there with dope.
It's a lot of collab. I mean, it's a lot of
Common and Erykah Badu, like that. You ain't got to remember. I ain't gonna sing for y'all. Who I been there? Who I?
Well, you said Common and Erykah Badu.
Yes. Don't worry, baby.
It's a lot of dope collabs, like especially between that 90s to early 2000s. Like,
we cannot forget Little Kim and what's the pumpkin? Crush on You.
Listen, pick one. Little Kim and Junior Mafia. Little Kim and Mary.
Little Kim did Crush on You. Who is that in that?
Lil C's.
Lil C's. Thank you. Yep.
But I mean, the song is Junior Mafia. But I mean, you got Little Kim and Junior Mafia, Little Kim and Mary, Little Kim. Like, I'm like,
yes, good one.
Took the rap and put it in with the pop music when she did the collab for Moulin Rouge with Maya and Christina Aguilera. Like, she was up there. That's where the hip hop started merging with the pop, and you started having the pop and hip hop, not just the R&B and hip hop collabs, but the pop and hip hop collabs started.
No, did y'all see what Michelle just put in the comments? One of the
greatest I Want to Be Down remix.
I Want to Be Down remix. Period.
Listen. Period.
Period.
I was listening. I was watching that the other day because you on Instagram and showing me all
stuff. Come on. Yeah.
Another dope female collab. So we're talking about female collabs. The Ladies' Night remix.
That's what Tiff was just talking about. Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Well, no, you were saying Moulin Rouge. That was a different one.
Yeah, she did.
You said Moulin Rouge.
Talking about the collab of hip hop with pop. But this is hip hop. This is hip hop and R&B ladies collab, where a lady of hip hop and a lady of R&B collab together and made a hit.
Nah, but that was the song I'm talking about. Is the Ladies' Night song with Little Kim, Left Eye, Angie Martinez.
Right.
Yeah. It was like everybody.
Oh,
Mary was in the background.
Do y'all remember the song she did with Tyrese? Good God! Like, that whole video was just. Yes, Lord. Okay, we gotta move on. I'm sorry. Right. We're gonna come back to
hip hop. They didn't keep us at 10.
They did not.
Yes, so yes. All right. We talked about him earlier. USHERAYOND. Now tell me what you want to do with me.
I'm gonna just close my book right now because I ain't got no notes on that. But I gotta say it's gonna come from the heart.
Y'all missed my little rap, my bars right there. I appreciate y'all missing my bars.
Oh, sorry. We were trying to get our thoughts together on Usher.
Don't worry, they were definitely missable. It's okay.
we were trying to get it together.
So yes, Usher and Keke Palmer's song. I mean,
who touching this first?
I'm probably gonna be devil's advocate on this one, so I'm gonna go last.
Okay, so I got two perspectives on this. First of all, the song sounds rushed. It sounds like they wrote it trying to ride the momentum of all the foolery that has happened since his performance in Vegas, where she pretty much felt him up and he was cool with it, right? That's my personal opinion. That's no shade. Y'all know I'm a music lover. I'm going to critique music like I critique anything else. I feel like the song, somebody threw it together. It was like, let's record it real quick and let's put a video out, right? So I feel like that was a whole, yeah. Why I'm not feeling the song is just personal, because y'all know how I feel about her behavior. Y'all know my position on that. The Hustle and Shine show remembers where I stood on that. I feel like she was completely out of order. I don't believe her man was insecure. I believe he was being a man that, you know what I'm saying, just didn't agree with her attire or her behavior. So to me, this song and this video perpetuates that, and it's almost antagonizing, in my opinion. This is just Natima's opinion, so please don't be in my DMs because y'all know I got time, okay? I'm still healing. I'm still from New York, so please don't come, because no, they like to come at me on some low coward shit. Like, don't come at me in the comments right here. We'll talk about it. However, I saw a lot of comments from women who repost the video like, oh, she's the GOAT, and oh, she's this. No, she's not. That to me is foolish, and that's immature. Her age is showing. And I feel like when she gets it, she'll get it. That's really all I can say. When she's mature enough to understand her poor choices right now, is going to hit. Because my question is, what are you going to tell your son when he asks you why y'all broke up? Because I promise you he's going to ask, because my child asks me all the time, why you and my daddy broke up? They're going to want to know. What are you going to say?
Yeah.
What are you going to say? You get what I'm saying? And again, yeah, she has the right to do what she want to do, because everybody's talking about, well, she wasn't married and he didn't put no ring on it. Y'all sound stupid. Damn, but then I like this.
Listen, but
y'all,
let
me finish though. Let me tell y'all why y'all sound dumb. Y'all are calling her the GOAT for doing this video with Usher, this collaboration. Y'all are saying that, you know, he didn't put a ring on it, so it's whatever. But y'all want him to act like a husband. Y'all want him to be faithful and committed and respectful and let her be free. And I was like, women like that, y'all really get on my nerves, because y'all pick and choose when things flow for you and go for you versus when you know what I'm saying, when you want to be you. Well, I ain't married, so whatever. Have that same attitude. Have that same attitude for him then. He don't have to provide for her. He don't got to be faithful to her, because that ain't his wife, right? That's how stupid I found. And then the fact that media and fans have literally influenced such a poor decision. Like, I just think it's all around a poor decision. And like I said, one day she's going to grow up and be like, yo, that was not cool. But there's no backseas on this. Everything's live, nothing's deleted. So we're going to have this video for a really long time. There's a little girl on Twitter, or whatever it's called now. Elon done lost his damn mind. But whatever the X is now, there's a picture of this lady at Freaknik back in 95. And she's begging people to stop reposting it because that's her mom. And pretty much her mother's bent over with her ass out and on some cop, grinding on some cop. And so that's my point. You may not have to live with this decision, but your son is going to see it later and be like, what is it about? He's going to want an explanation. So that's my 2 cents on it. Listen, like I said, y'all want to come for me, we can do it right here in the comments, because I'm not backing down. I think it's stupid. The video is dumb. I think the song is dumb. And I think those who are perpetuating it and promoting it is dumb. I said what I said. Dumb.
Is it my turn?
Absolutely.
So I would just like to say the thoughts and opinions of the Queen Pen, Natima, Sheree, of those of her own, and not the. Nah, let me stop playing.
Mine.
What I want to say is that first and foremost, I think Keke Palmer and her team are brilliant, because as a child star, this is the first time we hearing any ruffling of her feathers. And, you know, it's sad that it came out the way that it did. I think the situation was a personal and private family matter that should have been handled in the privacy of family. But again, when you're a superstar or you're in the public limelight, your life, including those personal things, they get played out for us. Like, everybody would have seen, he had no leg to stand on. Everybody sees his girl, his son's mother, out at the Usher concert having fun just like everybody else, but she a little extra lit, right? And so now, if he stays quiet to the public, and he keeps his thoughts and his feelings about what happened in their home to himself, there's a percentage of the public that is going to see him as a punk, as whipped, as less than a man, like all these other things, right?
Mm-hmm.
The opposite side of that coin is he comes out swinging with his pride, like, that's my woman, that's my son's mother, that's my girl, that's all these things here, and I feel disrespected as a man. We want men to express their feelings and their emotions, but then when they do, they're called punk, they're called weak, they're called simps, they're called all these negative things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
His boys would not have allowed him to step in any of their rooms unless he stood his ground and was like, nah, you're playing with me as a man right now. But then, you know, it's all this, but then, and then, and then. And so my final thought on this is that it was a private matter that was handled in the public for a public who aren't grateful anyway that this story plays out. And the truth be told, if him and Kiki belong together, I hope they work out in private, a situation that was exposed to the public, and they're able to save their relationship. But if not, they both heal from this experience so that they can raise their son together. And that's my final thoughts.
I think for me, mine's gonna be very brief. I don't really have too much to say about it. I try my best not to give too much time and space on celebrity personal lives to some extent, and because I feel like we put them on this pedestal, so to speak, or we put them on this platform because of their occupation, and forget the fact that they're still human.
Mm-hmm.
Who have and these are things that any one of us, that if had it happened to anyone that was not of a status, we wouldn't have heard two thoughts about it. And that's, I mean, in general. So I agree with the stance of, you know what I'm saying, you being in a relationship, you have a man at home, you have a small child, when you go out in public, act accordingly. So that's across the board, whether you are Keke Palmer or Keke from down the block. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is across the board. But I feel like a lot of people are upset about this song or feel like, oh, they clout chasing. Well, you gave them the clout to chase.
That part.
So
you get the audience.
And that note I started in the beginning when I said I'm gonna be devil's advocate. I'm not necessarily mad at Usher and Keke Palmer for trying to get the bag off of it, because you gave them the clout to not get this bag. Because had y'all not made such a hype and a big deal about this, it wouldn't have happened. Y'all gave them that, y'all opened the door and gave them the avenue to drive this car down the road. So at the end of the day, they want to get their money, they want to get the bag. So I'm like, hey, why not capitalize on it? Because y'all made it what it was. So exactly. Don't be mad at them now for capitalizing on something that y'all made a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm at with it. I'm not mad at. I haven't listened to the song. I don't care to listen to the song. I have zero. I don't care. Like, I don't, because I already know what it was made for. It was made for that. Do you know what I mean? So I didn't listen to it.
Right.
But I'm like,
and that's what
y'all made
I'm sorry, Mel. Go ahead.
Listen, y'all made it a thing. Y'all put it out there. Y'all gave it the amount of energy and the amount of clout that it has. So now, don't be mad at them for wanting to get paid off of it.
And that's the whole thing. We live in such a judgmental society that no matter what you do, whether you're as big of a star as any biggest star there is, or you're just you, no matter what you do, you're not going to satisfy. There are people, keep your stuff a secret. What happens in your house stays in your house. There are other people, share. You got a community out there. You got and judgments. And people have to live within their own selves and their own truth and make those decisions and be able to stand on them, you know, and not it just be a knee-jerk reaction. I agree with Mel and Tima that this song is a knee-jerk reaction to something. I would be devil's advocate and say that I wouldn't be surprised if it was somebody from their record labels that put this in their heads, because as long as their artists and as long as their people are in the news, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So Kiki been all up and down my Instagram timeline for several months now before this situation. I wouldn't be surprised if Kiki has some major project that may be coming out towards the end of this year, the beginning of next year. There is no such thing as publicity in the entertainment industry. There is nothing above sacrificing in order to make that conglomerate $1. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for the rest of this story, because there is chapters to come.
But Tip, that is the problem. Y'all know I'm always gonna push accountability. So going back to what you just said, there's probably record executives and his people and her people that are pushing this. But at some point, there needs to be integrity in your decision making, and there needs to be wisdom in your decision making, because only you have to live with your decision in terms of your relationship. I get it, you're in the public eye, but there still needs to be a level of protection over what you should keep safe, because she would not allow this to happen to her son. You would not allow some woman to emasculate your son in a song when he is not wrong. And if I hear one more person say he should have kept it private, that is the dumbest excuse. There is zero accountability on her behalf. That is deflection. And that is where I got beat. And so people are like, oh, why are you so upset about the song? Why are you so mad at her? Because she has great influence, which means you're teaching other women that this shit is cute, and it's not. You know who I do respect? I respect Beyonce. Let me tell you why. Beyonce's man cheated on her. Okay? We didn't hear about it until Lemonade. Why? Or Lemon, whatever the damn song was called. The album was called. Why? Because she dealt with it privately. And then she had a discussion with her husband asking, are you cool with me putting out this music that portrays my feelings? This song is literally you petty. You're being super petty and you're rubbing it in his face. That is emasculating. And I'm not ever going to be okay with that. Y'all know I'm raised by a type A real man. My father is not for that foolishness. If everybody wanted him to deal with her in private, she should now be dealing with the situation in private. No, we don't like the way things went after the whole, you know what I'm saying, the situation happened. Why are you still then bringing it back to the public? This is your opportunity.
Exactly. And that's what
woman, and now protect what you could have saved. Because now you're actually discrediting his feelings, discounting, you know what I'm saying, the magnitude of your disrespect. And I don't care who you are. I am never cool with that, ever. Because y'all know my heart is community. My heart is accountability in our community. So I'm not worried about the Keke Palmers and the Ushers of the world. I'm worried about those who look at them and emulate that dumb shit at their house, because it's stupid. You're not coming home and emasculating your man. But that's what they're perpetuating in the mind of these women who are like, oh, she the goat. No, you're done. No. And I'm sorry, I got a problem with it.
And that's the problem. Is we create, not we, and I'm not gonna say we meaning us, but we as a society and culture, we nurture the beast, we feed the beast, we encourage the beast. You know what I'm saying? We're teaching the beast. And then when it becomes the beast, then it's like, oh, wait, what?
It's the story of Dr. Frankenstein meet your monster. This is constantly what society is. You build individuals, you build artists, you build singers, whoever it is, you build them up into this big, huge thing. And then when they get the big, huge head and they're walking around like, like stomping on everybody and anybody, now you're like, oh, they need to be controlled. It's not a matter of necessarily controlling, but I take it back, as Natima said, to the accountability. Regardless of who the person is, whether it's your sister, your friend, your neighbor next door, or it is a rising superstar, they need people in their corners who are going to hold them accountable when they mess up and help them make decisions, because there's too much influence out there that's going to lead you towards a negative or a low vibrational decision, when yes, the difficult thing, the right thing is it takes a little more work. Yeah. And so stop creating these monsters of people. Like, I love Beyonce. I ain't got Beyonce ticket money, but I play her in my rotation. Like, Stop creating these super mega things that burn bright and then burn you.
Yeah.
And for me, I've always been that person that is like not starstruck, so to speak, or celebrity. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always lived in a mindset of like, these are human beings. Like, they're singers that, yeah, you're somebody, but that's your occupation. That's your job. That's not who you are. And so I've always been the mindset of like, they're people. They're human. They go through things that if you cut them, they're gonna bleed. You know what I'm saying? Like, they go through life like everybody else. And I think what happens is, as a society, we treat them as if they're not human. Like, they're without flaw, they're without mistake, they're without these things. And then the minute they do something, it's like, but they're human beings. Stop treating these people like gods. Stop treating these people like they have superhuman abilities. Like, yeah, they got more money. And guess what? Tomorrow, something could happen and all of that money be gone. They're still people who make mistakes, who have flaws, who've gone through childhood traumas, who've gone through relationship traumas, who've been hurt, who may have been sexually abused. All of them have gone through life. So treat them like you would want somebody to treat you. Would you want somebody all up in your personal business? That's why I don't read a lot of this stuff. I be out of the loop because I really, if it's not pertaining to their career, I don't read, and I don't care what you did when you went home last night. I don't care who you slept with, who you not sleeping with. I don't care, because that's your business. Because guess what? I don't want somebody putting on my blast on what's going on in my personal life.
Right.
See, I don't know when it happened. It might have been in old Hollywood, but somewhere the powers that be that run Hollywood came up with this formula for building a star. You know, sad backstory, grinding, like working, like there's a formula. There's not a single artist who has made it into the stratosphere that hasn't like checked off a certain number of boxes on the formula. You know, so there's like backstory, there's, you know, childhood trauma, there are things that could trigger that we can manipulate. Is there star power? Like, there's, you know, they check it off, and if you hit the right average or the right total at the bottom, then they can move forward with you. And the higher you score, like, the higher it is that they can take you. Some of the most biggest stars in the world have some deep, dark trauma that lords over them, that makes them attainable and relatable to the demographic that they're being marketed to. So, you know, Hollywood has this formula for being able to build a star. I believe there's also a formula out there to deflate them and cancel them and take them out as well. And when you're that star, you got to play in a certain bubble. Can't go too far left. You can't go too far right, because if you go too far right, then you disappear into the vagueness of the next one, and then the next one comes up behind you.
True story. And the last thing I want to say on this, because I know we have to go, we got to do our final thoughts and close the show, let these people have their night back, right, their evening back. But hear my heart. Sometimes I do get passionate. I don't apologize for being loud in New York. That's not what I'm apologizing for. But I am apologizing if my passion is misinterpreted as aggression, or as if you're not entitled to your own opinion. You are. But I believe when you are an influencer and you are in a position that millions of people follow you and believe what you say and then try to emulate and, you know what I'm saying, and reproduce in their families and in their relationships what you're doing, yes, there's a level of accountability. I remember, I forgot what basketball player said, I never signed up to be a role model. Bullshit. The minute you
I think that was Allen Iverson.
The minute you took that position and you accepted those contracts and those millions, you are now a role model for other young Black men. And so unfortunately, we do have to walk circumspect. We do have to pay attention to the things that we say, the things that we do. We do have to lead by example. It comes with the territory. And so in my opinion, I'm not looking at it as celebrity girlfriend and celebrity boyfriend influenced by external celebrity. No. I'm looking at it as man and woman, relatability, masculine and feminine energy. That's where my beef is, because like that energy transfers. So now you got all these other women thinking that your behavior is acceptable and that it's cute, and it's not. And y'all know I'm all about restoring, love and relationships and families. And this is now a perpetual thing. We have to see another family destroyed because of an ego. Yeah. And it's not his ego, it was hers. That's what annoys me. Everybody's like, oh, it was his ego and his pride. No, it wasn't. It was hers. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm single. I'm out here. That's what we do. Women, we want our men to open up. We want them to be vulnerable. We want them to share. And then we weaponize it. That's exactly what she did. She weaponized his weakness. He had a weak moment, went to social media, which everybody does. So please stop getting on him for that. Because everybody does. That's why we know who's sleeping with who cheated on who baby mama broke, who baby father did. That's why we know. Because everybody takes everything to social media. So let's stop putting that on him. Oh, he should have never took it there. She shouldn't have had an ass out at a concert. That's just my opinion. But at the end of the day, we cannot weaponize the vulnerability of our men and then ask them to be masculine and then ask them to lead and protect us. When he tried to protect you, you usurped his authority. So we got to stop doing that, ladies. And I'm always going to be vocal about that because I don't agree. And that's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
Well, on that note, so before I know we gotta wrap up, we gotta get to our final thoughts, but I can't let us. We had so many topics to go through today for our Glow report, but there's one in particular. We gotta just give a good quick moment for the Black Avengers of the Alabama of the Alabama incident.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk about that.
Huh?
We didn't get to talk about that. We didn't, and that's
what I'm saying. Like, we can't leave this episode without just taking a moment. Because we talked about all of the hip hop and the coming together and the unity, and then we talked about the bashing and bringing down of people. And I just had to bring it back to the unity here of how we came together. It was like Captain Planet. It was like when your powers combine. Like,
no, it really was. It was like Voltron out there. Like they was.
Like Voltron. What was the other one with the cat? What? Listen, when I tell you, it was Endgame or what was? And they started coming in Bombay.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna take. We was being nostalgic earlier. I'm taking it back. It was like. I think it was Captain Planet. It was like when your powers combine.
Yes, that's what it is.
It was like yes. It was like we don't always come together.
Yeah.
But in that moment, I was like, and in the back of my mind, all I heard was free at last.
Yeah.
I was like, yes.
So y'all know I'm into the holistics and speaking to the ancestors. I haven't confirmed the truth, but there is evidence out there that suggests that there were some sisters out there who were paying homage earlier in the day to the ancestors that had been sold and separated from their families at that particular point, because that dock used to be used as a slave auction block. And so there was once a year that these sisters prayed to the ancestors and everything that came through there. So with that being said, I don't know if the ancestors have been hearing us the last 10 years say, I am not my ancestors. The ancestors are like, yes, you are. Let me show you what was in me, but I could not. And they provided them with the energy and the power to be like, not today.
Not today.
Not today. And I don't know about y'all, but what's a folding chair?
A weapon of choice.
Tiff.
I didn't see a folding chair.
You were talking about me educating you today. So I didn't hear about that dock being like a former slave port. But I just want to say, now that I've heard that, it has now made the beating so much more sweeter for me. Because it was like we took... And again, okay, on behalf of the Hustle and Shine podcast, we do not condone violence.
We do not
promoting or
but we do promote self-defense. However,
we do advocate for self-defense, and we absolutely advocate
I didn't mean necessarily.
We believe karma is a righteous and swift.
Period.
Okay?
Yep.
And in that moment, I'm just gonna say, yeah, look, they was calling him, what they calling him? Aquaman?
That boy said, y'all said the last time black people got on the boat, they ended up in this shit. He was like, watch me get off this boat. That boy said the damn ripper.
Listen. I love it. I have enjoyed every single meme that has been made about this.
Did you play the Spotify to it? There's a playlist on Spotify to the video. Like I promise you, it's there. I didn't bring my resources, but y'all know it's there. Go on Spotify and put Bama Brawl, and a playlist is gonna come up.
Are you serious?
Listen, the reason why I don't know if y'all saw
I think it's like the first song on the playlist.
I'm gonna look it up. And the reason why I called them the Black Avengers is because I saw a meme, and the meme was turned them into Avengers, and it was talking about when the dude threw his hat up, that was like the call. And so when he threw the hat up, it was like they shot to like the Wakanda video, and he was like, and then like, and that's why I got the whole black, because it tickled me. I thought it was hilarious. Big shout out to Dollar Tree for making a folding chair phone holder. Shout out to Dollar Tree for that.
I was like, first, just saying.
Well, I just saw the meme for the Dollar Tree one, so I mean I don't know, but I just
listen. I need the F around and find out chair, because you know we at the Diamond Riders we love a good graphic tee.
We do,
right? And if you know somebody who laser prints the folding chair, I need them, but I need them in the red, the black, and the green. Okay, that's my request.
Yeah. No, here for it. Absolutely.
So I couldn't let. We're not gonna spend a lot of time, but I could not let our episode end without just giving a shout out to our Black Avengers of Alabama.
Yes, we had to. Absolutely.
Who have vindicated. I feel like they vindicated every slave in Alabama that night. I feel like they were all that night. They took it back, and so I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for proving that Black people do know how to come together for more than a cookout.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. Stop playing with us.
So on that note, we are going to have our gems. That's not even the right screen. I messed that up. Here it is. Boom! Don't judge me. It's been a long day. Here's a gem. Tiff, I'm gonna start with you.
Mm-hmm.
What's your gem for our good listeners today?
I'm gonna say that my gem for this evening is living your truth. All right. You have to live your truth and understand that sometimes your truth is somebody else's falsehood. And your truth isn't always the truth. It's just your truth from your perspective.
Yeah.
So my takeaway is that as you go through life, understand that your perspective is not always the right perspective or even the truth. Be open to receiving information from other sources in order to make your decisions, and then speak out into the world what you can't take back. I'm done.
That's good. Tima, what you got? What you got for the people?
I just love how we are often aligned, like absolutely. Because what I wrote in my notes to be my final thought or my gem for the night was even before we talked about the topics, and that's like, don't underestimate the power of your voice. Ever. You know, growing up, I did not have a voice. I was audible, but I did not have a voice. There's a big difference. I didn't feel like I could speak my mind and tell people how I felt. And I used to be embarrassed by how deep my voice was. I used to think as a middle child, no one wanted to hear me speaking, that I had nothing significant to say. And thankfully, you know, my relationship with God turned that around and reminded me that I am uniquely, fearfully, and wonderfully made. And so I just want to say that your voice matters, your words matter. There is power in your voice to awaken something in others. And there's also power in your voice to inspire others to act. And so that's why I'm always so careful about what we do and what we say, because it influences. I don't care if you got 700,000 Instagram followers or 5. There's somebody watching your life and are influenced by your words and your actions. Do not diminish the power of your words. Use your voice. That's all I want to say.
Let's go. So here's my gem. As our show says, what's popping in these streets? Be aware of what's popping in these streets, but more importantly, be aware of what's popping in your growth and development. Be mindful of what you listen to. Be mindful of what you speak. Be mindful of what you hear. Be mindful of what you watch. Be mindful of what you're putting in your body, because all of that dictates the limits of your growth and development, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Just be aware. The same effort you put in to knowing what's going on in social media, be that aware about what's going on within yourself. And that's all I got. So we thank y'all for tuning in tonight.
Yes.
Be sure to come back next week.
We coming through with the first diamond heist of the season.
Yes.
So with that diamond heist, you will have myself, Phoenix, and 1 to 2 of our diamonds who are coming through with their voices and their say to speak on a topic that is it's very important right now. Stay tuned to find out which one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss y'all next week. I won't be here next week. I love
Go big things.
That's what I said. We actually have 3 diamonds.
If you're watching and you're in the South Florida area, next Wednesday from 6 to 9, we are doing a speed networking event. So you heard of speed dating. This is speed networking. And my business will be the featured business at the event. So if you're in South Florida or you got South Florida friends, let them know. It's free, so they ain't got to pay. Come out, meet some fellow entrepreneurs, get some advice, get some wisdom, meet some new people. So I won't be here next week, but I'll be back the following week. So y'all enjoy it.
We're going to have 3 diamonds next week. 3. Because we got to get me, you, and then 3 diamonds.
3 diamonds. Oh, man.
Mel spot. So 3 diamonds.
Listen, y'all better start when we post what's happening and we start talking about what's going on. Y'all better share so you can find out who these 3 guest diamonds are. Looking to hear some new voices here on the Hustle and Shine podcast.
That part.
Well, thank y'all again for tuning in. It's been another episode of the Hustle and Shine podcast. And as we say, ladies, continue to do what?
Hustle
and shine.
Good night, y'all.
Let's go. Let's go.